What is up, my cannonballs? What is up, my cannonballs? Look, you guys, I had to come on here for a short quick second. I had I was talking with somebody the other day, and we was talking about some real things, and it was basically about how how we grew up, and I don't mind telling you guys how I grew up and how I felt a lot of the times because you know it was just the cards that I was dealt with, but the majority of my life from being in, just being in school and really outside of school, people have always, I hope ain't nobody coming outside, but people have always, they kind of just prejudged me, you know, prejudged me so much to the point where I had let what they were saying about me affect me, and it made me start doing drastic things, you know, and I had shared this on my other channel, you know, dealing with the whole body dysmorphia. The one thing that's body, it's really not about the body dysmorphia. It's really about, others, but really people believing in you. And I always felt like no one, besides a few close loved ones, really believed in me. And I feel like a lot of them never really, and this goes for people that I would consider, maybe a friend or two too. You know, um, I just never felt like they really believed in me. I really felt like they kind of just really looked down on me. I had a few cousins to just I wish I could say that word, but I can't say it right. But I would say analyzing everything, you know. And I didn't always understand that because, hold on, you guys. Okay, I was trying to talk before I got interrupted again, but yeah, you guys, I just never understood why people always have a type. Well, really, a lot of the majority of the people that I have met in my life, they just always have that one stigma on me. And it's just like, oh, you're gay, and I don't like titles, so I won't be saying that word too much. But it's just like I can be around a group of people, and sometimes it's like they have like little side jokes, and it's coming off like very like in a homosexual type of way. Like, oh my goodness, like wow, why would you try to reference something in a homosexual type of way? I just never really got that, and I ain't gonna lie, it has affected my mood a whole lot. Not right now, but it has affected my mood the majority of my life, because it's just like, when is enough going to be enough? When is people are going to learn to just, accept me for me? Because I'm not a hateful person. I may get mad and say some things I may not mean, and I also may say some things that I do mean. But I'm really am a good person. I try to help people out as I can, as much as I can. But I just never felt like when it came to me, I never got that same type of treatment back. I never got that same type of respect back. Like how I would put it out. And then sometimes I'm not gonna lie, it made me kind of maybe just mad. I wasn't mad at my creator. I was just mad in certain ways. Well, I was saying I was just mad at the way that I was the way that, well, I would say the way that my cards are pulled out for me right now. Well, the way I would say the way that my deck is pulled right now, because I would never go around, being nasty or being mean to people for no reason, or just because they have a liking towards the same sex. But I just never felt like people really respected me, and I always felt like, that I was always alone. And if I die alone, which I know I am, you know, I'm okay with that. I'm really am okay with that. Whenever it's my time to go home to glory, hopefully it's not soon. I want to live and not die. But whenever that time, I don't have to have a lot of people at my services because it always has been like this. It always has been, me, myself, and I. Everybody always thinking I'm weird or not so smart enough. They just, they always wanted to, when I was coming up in school, I didn't really get picked on. I had maybe a few run-ins, but I was still classified as not the smart one. And as I got older, it took me a lot to build my confidence up within myself because I was letting what people say about me really, really affect me. And I started going around thinking that I was those things that they was that they were calling me. And I know that was so foolish of me. But when you are a teenager, you're gonna go through things like that. So therefore, you may feel those type of emotions. But when you get older, and sometimes you may run into people that may have been like those people that you met in high school, it can kind of bring back those same type of feelings. And recently, I have had those same type of feelings. The feelings of being ignored, the feeling of not having someone full undivided attention, you know, things like that. That kind of irritates me because I really do feel like, hell, I might have I might as well just shut up. If you're not gonna talk to me, I'm sitting right next to you. I'm sitting right next to you, and you're not even giving me a response. You're so concerned about what's in your phone or what's the next song you're gonna play instead of listening to what I'm saying. You know what I'm saying? That right there, that really made me feel low on the inside. It really did. When I be around people when I'm around people like that, they'll listen for a little short little second and then all of a sudden they just zone out. That really just goes to show that they don't really think that you are that smart, and they don't care. They don't really care about what you are talking about, and it sucks. It really do sucks. And I guess I'm just being honest with you guys. It really does sucks because I listen, and if I have so happen to lose my train of thought, I would try to stop thinking about what I'm not thinking about in my head, so I can focus on what they are saying to me, so I can give them a rebuttal. But in my case, since in the opposite, when it goes for the, well, I would say for the opposite, in my case, they don't give me that type of respect, and I feel like I just never felt like people really, really respected me. I feel like just no one really, really actually listening to me. You guys listen to me now, but in my life, when I'm not recording, I barely have people's attention. Hopefully one day, this will change. But I was just really talking to a friend about that, and that's we both really could relate to it. You know, it sucks feeling like, and I'm hopefully I'm not trying to come off like, "Whoa, it's me," but it sucks when you are being your authentic self, and people around you are really showing you how they truly feel about you. And that's probably why I don't have too many friends now because I just know people they're not feeling me in my everyday life. A lot of them not. A lot of them barely even shake my hand, which is why I don't like shaking people's hands. I really don't, because it's not real. Anytime I put my hand out to shake somebody's hand, it feels like they be so quick to, get their hand off my hand, as if I got a disease. And that's real talk. That's real talk. And I really hate the fact that I have a bad speech impediment problem. And I talk really, really fast. And I ain't gonna lie, I feel like I'm losing my memory a little bit because I'm not able to remember things. So therefore, I look kind of very, very dyslexic. I look kind of just dumb, and I hate it's like that. I don't know what's going on, but a lot of things are changing. I'm trying to keep, steady, like a little schedule of just practicing reading more and, just practicing certain, tools that I know I'm gonna have to use later on down the line because it just really sucks how people can make you really feel, you know. And I don't mind being honest and transparent with you guys. You know, most people ain't gonna get on here and tell the truth, but I'm telling the truth. You know, people that I would say that really do fuck with me. It's just family wise, yeah. But even with that too, it's only like maybe a few cousins that do talk to me. Everybody else is like MIA. You know, it's like people they find out certain things about you and they don't want to be around you. You know, they want to try to change you, and I don't like that. And I really hate the fact that I got people around me now. You know, they want to turn. They want to do certain things, like they want to do certain adventures, and they want to add me into it instead of asking me, "Do you want to help me out with this? Do you want to help me out with that?" You know, whatever is your thing is not my thing. But you know what? I got a mouth, and I let people know the truth. Usually I bite my tongue, but as I'm finna turn a different age, I'm being really, really more honest, and I'm glad. I'm glad. And I hope this video may help some people out to go out there and talk to somebody and get it out. Don't hold it in. Express yourself. It's the best way to do. I mean, the best way to be. And on that note, you guys, my phone is telling me it has gotten full. And I will talk to you guys later on. Peace.